fourth field day we've had here, so just based on biofumigants. I'll talk a little bit about our operation. We'll go and have a look at some paddocks and the biofumigants and cover cropping. It's a family-owned business here. Been doing potatoes for Coles for 20 years. Still got my hair, so I'm going okay. We're on about 1,500 tonne here, and we're looking at alternative ways to grow potatoes. The conventional method of huge fungicide programs, fertiliser programs we just want to get away from. We're lucky to have some really good potato varieties, and that's the reason we sort of went for the biofumigation side of things. So you'll see that in action up before. There's a few people who've been before, seen the operation. Lucky enough to have Dan Parker, who's come from Victoria. Met Dan a few years ago at Ozveg, and he was interested in what we're doing, and he started trialling on his own farm. So that's a big effort, mate. Thanks very much for coming down. A couple of our growers, Dion is one of our growers who's turned up today as well, and is looking to go a bit alternative as well. So we appreciate that, and obviously the industry guys as well. You're heading down the biofumigation path, so you'll see it heading into TR with the research project that them guys have got to do, and also Julie for helping out throughout the years and getting this together. So. Health of the potato right is the key to not having dramas at Coles. The biofumigation come along 12, 13 years ago. Just read an article. Western Australia guys were trialling it. We got it here. Help with Survag. We've got some seed here that we thought we'd be able to do something with. We found some pretty good results. Yeah, it's not the answer. We'll just keep going on and on. The chemical shed got bigger and bigger and bigger. I was putting it on. My kids were eating the potatoes, and I thought there's got to be a better way of doing this. So we refined things a little bit. Basically now biofumigation / soil health / I'll add cover crops into this as well, because that's where it's heading, is running our business. Everything we do here is based around this stuff. So we've cut our fertiliser, our fungicide program. We're having fungicide in 12 years, having insecticides in 12 years. We don't use any seed treatment on our seed, and we're on a 1 in 3 year rotation with fresh market potatoes. So basically the rotation is potatoes. We come out of potatoes, we go into a 12-14 week period where we get rid of the self-sowners with chemicals, so Roundups, volunteers, the ones that grow in the ground. We don't want those because they're harvesting diseases. We go in now with a biofumigant, this is Jubilee. Away from Caliente. I was running, Caliente is brilliant, I'm not going to knock it down. We're starting to have clubroot problems. We planted this stuff in March, April, and finding that clubroot was an issue. Jubilee was that we've had before and trialled before, and we think it's okay. It's not brilliant, and I'll show you why shortly, but it does the job. So we're getting biomass, we're getting root systems, everything else. Then we're basically straight out into the pasture phase, and then into potatoes. And then what we're really excited about is our pre-bedding operation, which is about to start from here. And all that's basically come about by soil health, and how to work machines with PDOs. I want to throw every PDO we've got in the farm. They just smash our soil, and we can get to that stage. Better soil health there than we will with a powered implement. So that's what we're basically chasing, to get the biology right. Let the biofumigation, the pastures do all our powered work for us. So there's a lot in it. You make a lot of mistakes. You have a lot of frustrated people, but that's the way we want to head, and we can just see the benefits. We had a paddock this year that we've done this process with. Tough year, one of the toughest years we've had. Went 28 tonne the acre on pack out. In saying that, the back paddock, which was a late one, went 14 tonne to the acre pack out. So there is failures as well. And that was just due to the wet weather and losing with crop and stuff. So basically what I'm saying, over the years we've evened ourselves out as far as tonnage, but we can see the potential of this in a normal year, and this year can just go, as far as I'm concerned, and probably everyone else here. It's just one out of the box, and hopefully we can get it right and back to that. So we've just got a soil pit here. So this is Jubilee. It's got nemat in it as well. Really good on nematode control. We don't have a lot of nematode problems here, but that is basically the benefit of growing this, both beneficial and invasive nematodes. The nemat is really good. As far as targeting, we get little pockets where we find that the NEMAT just doesn't perform, drops away, getting the nematodes attacking the root system, and you basically get a self-diagnostic of how your soil is by the indicator crop, so to speak. So if you just wanted to push up and have a look at the soil profile here. I'll end up burying me, I reckon. Just dug this yesterday and had water in the bottom of it, so it's drained pretty well. Until I dug this pit yesterday, I was wrapped with the crop. I thought it was brilliant. I'm absolutely devastated, and I haven't spoke to Julie about it. But normally, what I want to do is do all my deep ripping this basically during the winter period. So basically, this crop goes in, we deep rip the crop in the March, April, so autumn period. And we should be having masses of roots from here to here, opening all that profile up. And as you can see, there's absolutely nothing. There was a couple I've seen here this morning as I was penetrated here. But I think wholly and solely it's just the rain we've had. I think these root systems are just rotten. I just think this paddock was underwater for 2 or 3 weeks. You know, we had up to 1.95 metres of rain. So the dew blade generally usually pushes 30-35 centimetres. Fibrous roots do all the work for us, and as you can see there, there's just nothing there. So it's gone back on the whole process of what's been about. Paddock down the front, we put in a little bit later. We went down there, Dan and I went down there early this morning and had a look. And again, we're getting a little bit more fibre, but certainly not the extent we want. So basically what we want is these to be a little bit longer, fibrous roots out here. You know, instead of getting your 200 horsepower tractor and your 4.5 metre bloody Amazon power harrow trying to bash the shit out of this, we just want that to be reliable. You know, in a highly intensive agricultural sector in what we're in, that's very difficult to do.
Was with it when you started there?
This? Yeah, so this goes in with about 100-120 kilo to hectare of product just to get it up and going. I haven't put any fertiliser on this simply because of what would have been in here with wet ground, and 2 just for the leach. Basically growing by itself.
But ordinarily would you top dress it?
Yeah, sulphate of ammonia on caliente crops. So, about 120 to 200 just to get that biomass.
Yeah, right. So incorporation after you've mown it, how long to get the best, like before it actually starts to grade away and get nothing in it at all?
Theory is 20 minutes. Practically can't be done.
Yeah.
You see a lot of machines that will do that, 1 or 2. If we'll basically come Monday, we'll have 2 machines in here. We'll have one with a motion. Remember, a lot of water tied up in the top, so just be careful. So we'll come in here. We'll probably do 20 minutes, half an hour in front of the speed disc. We'll go to the speed disc way, just because it's so wet. But in a normal year, mulcher, speed disc, and then maybe a plough, depending on.
Just back on the DNA test. Putting this in and seeing powdery scab problems and that go down.
Yep. So we're basically going back 3 years when we started DNA, and we're DNA prior to potatoes, post potatoes, and then again post caliente crops. So we've seen our rhizo, our powdery scab levels drop to medium levels. They're not low, they're medium. So low, very rarely see powdery scab low in Tassie, fresh ground maybe. Medium levels we can control what we do. Once you get into higher levels, then you start to see on the roots. Caliente will take powdery from a medium level to nearly a low level in the first crop, if you get everything right. So you split in half the science versus the practicality, and let's face it, scientists are great people. If you can get the science right and we get the big flushing range, and it flushes quite similar to the soil, yes it works. The practicality is the soil's too wet, you get it in, poke it up. But what I'll say about that is we don't worry too much about the science, we're trying to get the soil health right. So if we can get our soil health right, the water draining through, find that stops most of our water there. And that's where our cover cropping type theories will...
So ploughing it doesn't expose the roots and have it all sitting up top, or
It
it's
does,
not
yeah, but basically it's just, so we want this here, we want that as fine as we can. Probably I'd go a little bit finer than that, I think that.
Yep.
And then basically you see how that starts to dehydrate, so that we needed a spring rains, flush through, and the best results I've had, front coming, go like hell, get it in, basically finish 4 or 5 o'clock that night, then you get the big flushing 12, 13 hour rain, you'll find you get your best result.
The other option is if you've got the luxury of putting a quick irrigation over it to help seal it in, that's the other option. But if I can interrupt, Darren, talking about nutrition, nutrition with biofumigants is very, very important, because to be able to get what everyone knows as the ITC hit, or the isothiocyanates, that's a mixture of 2 components of the plant. You're looking at an enzyme called myrosinase and the glucosinolates, and it's when those 2 cells in the plant are smashed up when we macerate. So that's why Darren's saying we've got to really scrunch it up, chop it up, not nicely chop, but mulch it, smash it about to bust the cells up and get this myrosinase glucosinolate system activating to get the ITC release. But to get the glucosinolates growing, you've really got to look at your nutrition, in particular your sulphur, because it's your sulphur that gives you the good glucosinolate levels. So that's one thing with nutrition for it. The other thing we were talking about was the DNA testing, and the more we do and the more we learn, it's always the case, you realise how much you don't know. And with regard to the soil testing, we used to throw in a biofumigant as a, this is it, it'll work our soil, it'll kill our diseases, it'll do everything. When you start travelling around the world, you start realising what people are doing. We really need to start tailoring what crops we're putting in for specific reasons. So Darren said he's moved away from Caliente because of clubroot issues. Okay, so Caliente is fantastic, or the mustards, but in particular Caliente, it's just worldwide renowned for having the highest glucosinolate levels. It's fantastic on diseases, okay, but it can host nematodes. Whereas, you look at the likes of your Dublé, and that won't host clubroot, so that might be better in a different scenario, such as now, where Darren's saying, well, I really don't want to encourage clubroot. That's right. So then you look at this nemat, for instance. That's fantastic as a nematode catch crop. But again, you've got to be careful where you put it in your rotation. So, are you looking at soil compaction? Are you looking at disease? Are you looking at nutrition? Do you need to plant a legume to try and fix nitrogen? It's all a matter of really saying, what do I really need to achieve? And part of that all boils down to digging a hole and looking at your soil and saying, what is it in my soil that I need to improve my yields? pH is very important for growing biofumigants. In particular, you don't want to go much below 6 with your pH, or else you don't get your ITC hit. It turns to nitriles instead. So pH is very, very important.
That's nemat. It's arugula. So the rocket species that you eat in your salad mixes that you get from Coles, Woolies, you pull the bag open, you've got that serrated. Very, very similar to that. If you eat it, it's actually quite nice. So.
Yeah, it tastes beautiful.
They do sell it for ground for fresh market, don't they?
Yeah.
Caliente spicy, Caliente.
It's a bit of fun.
Whereas if you taste the Dublé, you don't get that hit.
No.
So it's not a true biofumigant in that regard.
Yeah.
That said, the new variety that's come out that's superseding the Dublé is called Terra Nova. Okay, so it's a new variety that's available. You won't get Dublé anymore. You've got to look for Terra Nova.
Is anyone around the world mixing all 3 together, or is anyone doing Dublé, Caliente, and nemat, or do you think that's not really helpful?
I haven't seen or heard of all 3 mixed together.
Yeah.
But the Dublé, in terms of researchers in the Netherlands, they're mixing Dublé with other varieties that are similar to Caliente and Nemat. So again, it's, you know, I think you need to target what you're doing. So if you're looking at a mixed cover crop, you're looking at a mixed cover crop for diverse root structures, for diverse exudates that attracts diverse biology, which helps all sorts of nutrition and uptake and all sorts within your soil, but isn't necessarily going to kill your diseases. It's going to help create an environment that's less conducive for them. But then if you're saying, well, my primary concern is disease, whack a Caliente crop in with a Nemat, that because they're two different root structures, they perform really well together. And I think the two of them combined really help feed soil biology and help to get good results at the end of the day as well. So I think it's very much horses for courses in terms of what you want. But I think you'll find, even from your cover crop trial, Dave, you know, given the length of it, at the end of, before it was turned in, the only treatment that was really distinctive out of all the 4 treatments was the Caliente Nemat, whereas the barley regrowth really kicked in through all the others. So again, then you can say, okay, well, if I'm looking at weed control, what different crop mix is going to be good for weed control? I'm talking too much.
We might head to the beds because that gets me pretty excited for the come to the beds. Just the beds. Plough, rip, pick up the rocks, rip again, go in with a power harrow. We want to get away from that system, so we want to basically have all our farm like this in the autumn. Maybe a light cover crop, tillage radish to stop it washing, disappearing, just to keep basically the biology and the soil up, and come straight in here and plant. So
you're not going to work this again, you're just going to plant straight into this.
I'm going to try and plant after 1.95 metres of rain. If I can get into this year, I should be able to do it any other year. So that's the theory, is that the rip's been done, the profile's still pretty good, and basically that little bit of turf won't worry me. So we'll just be just coming straight through here with the planter. Hopefully, we could do it tomorrow if we had to. There's enough moisture there. Your ripper with a rotary hoe on the back. I said, oh Jesus, I'm not a big fan of it, mate. But yeah, anyhow, we went with it. It's the best decision we ever made, because we didn't overrun the profile up. When we're getting all that rain in the winter period, it just ran off. And it wasn't getting the profile wet. And a few people have gone in this year with grass paddock and ripped. It's still wet underneath because all the water penetrated down. So horses for courses. We found that this year, this is actually running. So we found a little bit of movement in the wheel tracks, but this doesn't move. This doesn't go anywhere. So I think Harvest Moon do a drill drop through here where they run the pasture or seed just down through here, and it helps that turbulating. I think that's a great system. But tillage radish, which I had over the back, which I trialled, unfortunately it's just too far to walk, but push down this far, it just disappears when you hit it with a mulcher or the spray unit. It has no glycinolate, has no biofumigation benefit, but that would hold this, and then spray it off this time of year with the weeds. They're gone. So. The other thing I'll say is this is had potatoes in 3 years ago. There's no self-sowing potato. That's the key to getting your seed cells still. That's part of that. If you're a bulb grower like Dave and you're leaving bulbs in the ground, I don't know what the theory is that the disease is just going to continue to grow on that tuber, isn't it? So we spend a lot of money getting rid of self-sown potatoes.
So what, just going back to the tillage radish, Darren was saying it was easy to get rid of. One of the other benefits, if grazing as well as cropping, there's a lot of people that would prefer a dual purpose cover crop, so that they can actually graze it rather than just put it aside the whole year. A lot of people say they really want, to feed cattle on it. So the likes of your tillage radish can be grazed, and you can get a couple of grazings off of that, and it does bounce back quite well before you burn it off. But we've also got some tillage radish in as well, which is being a legume, it will fix nitrogen.
You mean, sunhemp.
Sunhemp, yeah. Very deep rooting system, and this particular variety can be grazed as well, very good protein
about that? Am I on the right path, Darren?
Yeah, absolutely.